Somewhere deep, far beyond the walls of your unconscious mind, is where these stories come from. You're listening to Yards from the Bog.
Tonight, in our only tale, we meet a man named Cliff who is struggling to keep himself together. Cliff hails from the Midwest, a beautiful part of the country where the nights can be long and the creatures can be a bit wild. And as Cliff is about to remind us now, if you are ever to visit his neck of the woods, keep your eye out for one particularly ugly bug.
I myself was never a traveler. Of course, never much felt like I needed to be, not to get a glimpse of the American spirit, not considering the exposure I got to all manner of folk who rustled through Flying J's Quick Stop. I was only there for about 3 years, but God, I felt like a lifer right off the bat. Maybe that's just what long, quiet nights in Kansas will do to you. They're so long, the way time drags on, it ages you something quick. When I was first hired up at Flying J's, they gave me the overnights right away. I'll admit it, I was nervous. Nervous as hell, actually. Here I was only 19 years old, and they ready to let me spend all night guarding a gas station by my damn self. And not just any gas station. Flying J's is located right off Highway 35, a highway that's only good for truckers and other folk coming and going across state, between Oklahoma and Iowa, most of them. Ain't nothing else but tall grass and weeds far as the eye can see. I don't assume if I was ever to need the police, it'd likely be a 30-minute wait. I'd be good as dead, and my assailant halfway to the airport by the time they got there. Of course, there are people who live nearby. I live nearby. Town of Cottonwood Falls. Population 851. Well, 850 now, I suppose. Being from such a small community, I guess the idea of meeting different kinds of people was intimidating at first. But I was always an optimistic guy. And, well, after really only a few weeks, the jitters simmered down and all fear subsided, for the most part. Of course, I didn't know that it was never the people I needed to fear. Of course, some of the people around here think the only thing to fear is me. How absurd. I mean, you hear me, right? Do I sound threatening to you? Do I sound like someone who should be feared? Ludicrous. But honestly, I can't blame them for their suspicions. It doesn't look good. None of this looks good. But imagine how I feel, huh? No, you can't. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? Well, let me take you back. Just about 3 weeks ago. 22 days, to be exact. I was working. That all? Pack of Newport Red, hundreds. 1743. Card?
Yep.
Go ahead. Seat?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Have a good night. Same shit, different day. Flying J's.
Cliff, sorry to bug you. I forgot to mention earlier the drain pipe out back. It overflowed again. Can you go out there and sweep the water away from the
Oh,
freezer
yeah,
vent?
sure, I'll get it.
Yeah, when you get a sec. Thanks.
No problem at all.
Yeah, that's. Oh, did they fix the ice machine?
Yeah, he was here. Running fine last I seen.
Alright, thanks, pal.
Yep. Yeah, time was dragging as it always did. So I didn't mind sweeping up some water outside, past the minutes, slow the aging. Besides, it was such a damn gorgeous night. The kind of night you want to stay outside, forget there's a world filled with things like working long hours, paying high bills. The kind of nights I imagine dreams are made of. No, I don't mind getting out on nights like that. I remember I was enjoying myself. So I finished up, moving the water, and lit myself a cigarette. Wasn't 2 shakes of rat's tail that I seen him.
What in the hell are you?
It looked at me like it heard me, but more like it understood. I'd say it was about an inch and a half long, fat. Its deep orange, almost rusty colored, swollen abdomen had to be about as thick as my ring finger. It looked like it should not have been able to support its own weight with only 3 scrawny little legs, keeping itself fastened to the screen door. I'd never seen an insect with only 3 legs. A dog, sure, but not a bug, not born like that. And this wasn't like it had lost a leg or something, because all 3 were equidistant and stemming from the same point underneath it. And when it cocked its head, that was when I seen its face. Ugliest little motherfucker I've ever seen. How it looked at me, 1,000 eyes if it even had one. A face made of a glossy sort of material with a rotten bluish hue, and it had teeth, fangs, whatever they were, so razor thin they could have been hairs, but they were aligned. A short, sort of crooked smile, if that's even possible for such a creature. I don't know, but there it was. Not only smiling, but almost like it was laughing at me. The creature was throbbing end to end, a porous-like pattern across its back, seeping with a white and yellowish fluid, thick like a mucus or custard. That's about all I could make out of the entire thing, though, because the more I tried to observe the grotesque little beast, the harder it was to look away from its eyes, or eye, whatever it was. I can't explain it, but to say it was like I'd imagine it is to try and breathe inside a vacuum cleaner. A sucking pull from the center of my face and chest, simultaneously forcing my eyes to lock onto its, well, to lock sight with it, I guess. I started to shake. Then my head suddenly whipped to the side. And the last thing I saw was as I watched my cigarette falling from my hand, red cherry cinders dancing across the blacktop. It entered the base of my skull. I felt it, every tiny bit of it. I felt it digging, clawing, and worming its way inside of me, piercing my skeleton, burrowing its fat little ass deeper in my head, and there was nothing I could do about it. It happened so fast, I grabbed at it at the back of my head, frantically screaming for help. No one is ever around out there. I blacked out. Next thing I knew, I was opening my eyes, face first on the ground. I opened my eyes and I remembered what had happened. I reached for the back of my head, or I went to reach for the back of my head and to check where the disgusting little fucker had worked its way inside of me, but I couldn't. I couldn't raise my arm. No matter how hard I pleaded with it, my arm lay dead in a state of its own refusal. Of course, it couldn't hear me pleading with it, because no matter how hard I tried, I noticed that I couldn't actually get my lips to move, my voice to verbalize. I lay there on the blacktop, and I'm awake, but I can't move a thing. Not even my goddamn eyes. In that moment, I imagined being paralyzed was the worst thing that could happen, but then my arm moved. My knee, and then my foot. My other arm moved, and suddenly my neck twisted abruptly. I was looking at the dumpster beside the back alley of the shop, and my limbs were beginning to flail. Only I wasn't trying to move them. And it didn't take long before I was rising up from the blacktop. Soon, I was standing straight up, facing the back door of the shop. But how? My body was moving without me telling it to. I was just watching, like an observer. I stood, staring at the back door of Flying J's for what seemed to be a while, when finally my right hand shot up and grabbed the doorknob. I realized there that it was figuring me out. At first, my hand swung the door open, but I just stood there. After a few times, I guess it learned how to walk. I watched my feet as they started moving back into the store, with me, a prisoner behind my own eyes. I wasn't confused, understand. I knew exactly what was happening. But this bug had entered my brainstem and was taking over my body. I know how that sounds. Believe me, I thought of everything you might be thinking. Creature from another world, I suppose, but I've little evidence of that, of course. No matter, that's what it did. I felt it, and now I was watching like a bystander in my own damn body as this thing started driving me around. whatever it was looking for or doing, it didn't seem to have much interest in going back outside, but it just bounced around for a little while and settled in behind the counter. It's Sandra from town. Like I said, some people live nearby. She knows me a little. She goes and she's looking for a beverage. I can see her and I try to say something. I try so hard, but I can't. Instead, my eyes just stare at her, watching her every move around the store. My lips sealed tight. Look of death on my face, I imagine. Only difference between me and a corpse, I suppose, was the breath. Heavy, pouring in and out of my nose as the insect in my brain was learning how to manage my lungs.
Oh, hi, Cliff.
I grunt.
Everything all right with you?
It had figured out the vocal cords, but it was nowhere near understanding language yet.
You all right,
It was
Cliff?
still managing my arms and legs after all. Then suddenly, my hand slams on the counter and a more guttural sound leaves my throat. Any
you don't
protest
look
of
so
my own was discarded.
Cliff?
My eyes never leave Sandra as I beg my brain to make some words, to ask her for help,
You
for
want me to
anything
call
at all, to
someone?
show that I am in here. But nothing. She gets nothing from me but a dead glare.
You don't have any more vitamin water?
I can't tell her no. We don't. Sorry, we're out. Instead, I just glare. I breathe, and I can see the panic setting into her face. I understand it.
Okay. Well, just 20 on pump 7.
She reaches into a smart,
Right.
stylish fanny pack on her hip and pulls out a 20, but before she can hand it to me, my arm lunges at her, my hand grabbing her
you
wrist.
doing,
I
Cliff?
beg the thing doing this to stop, but it doesn't
Get your
listen.
hand off me!
It wants something from me. I have no idea what, but
What?
it wants something from me.
You...
All I
don't
do
look
is
good, Cliff.
stare. She
there's
stares.
something wrong
I
with
stare. I breathe. My lungs breathe. Anyway, she drops the 20 on the counter and backs up. My feet try to walk me right through the damn counter. And I certainly don't blame her for running out the door. I watch her every step as she sprints back to her vehicle. She has her daughter, Kayla, with her in the back seat, only 3 years old. I can see them both. I'm staring directly at them. In my mind, I'm praying my body doesn't go out there. I'm praying she leaves, but she's trying to pump her gas as quickly as she can, and it's not working. Of course it's not. My hands have not turned on pump 7. And they're not going to.
What the fuck is wrong with him? Come on. Come on, Cliff. Turn the fucking pump. Come on. Fuck. Okay. Alright, baby girls. Everything's fine, okay? We're gonna
Daddy?
call Daddy, alright?
Daddy
We're
home?
gonna call Daddy.
She's inside her vehicle, calling someone. Maybe the police. Maybe they could come help me. But how? Thank God the creatures seemed to lose interest in Sandra and her baby. I thought, as my eyes finally left her alone through the window. My feet began moving backward. The vacuum cleaner in the face and chest, it was back. Something was pulling me back to the back door, back to check on the bug. I had no idea, but my legs were taking me back to the hall, and my concerns were not eased when my feet stopped and turned into the back office, where I watched my hand grab Todd's staple gun off his desk. All I could do was watch. Watch as my right hand raised the staple gun and plunged it into my right thigh. The staple gun tumbled to the floor. I cried out in pain inside. Why, for God's sake, why would it do that? And then, my feet having taken me from the back office to the back door again, I saw it. It had drilled its way into my head, but somehow it was still right there. That ugly little son of a bitch was right there, staring at me, still laughing. Somehow it wasn't inside my head, but I had felt it when it burrowed in, deep underneath my cranium, just above the neck. But then how? And it hit me, of course. It wasn't just one, but this was a different one, in the same position, I assume. And they were coming together to finish me off. And terrified, I panicked beyond belief. I watched as my feet carried me closer to it. My hand, reaching down, wiped some blood off the fresh wound on my thigh, and carefully it raises the droplets resting on my finger up to the mouth of the ugly little bastard. At first, it briefly recoiled. What appeared to be a nose sprouted from the center of its cold, sagging face. Two small nostrils on the end of a pointy snout came out and wiggled over the blood on my fingertip. It must have liked the smell of it, because in damn near an instant the thing smiled. All those tiny, sharp, hair-like little teeth seemed to function as straws or hypodermic needles of sorts as they dove in, slurping up my blood no more. A couple of seconds. The sound of another customer is never quite expected out here, but it should never make anyone so excited, so hungry, I guess. That's all I can say to explain it. The sound of someone walking into the store sent my head spinning a fast 180, and with almost a sort of a renewed sense of vigor, the bug knew how to operate my legs much better now. Controlling my voice, it drove my body out from the back hall and into the storefront. It was a traveler. God, I wish I could have warned him. I'd do anything just to go back and just warn him. From the corner of my eye, I can still see Sandra outside in her car, on her phone, whoever she was talking to. Well, they weren't coming quick enough.
I just turned on 35, baby, alright? Almost there.
Hurry, Mel. He's back. I can see him through the window. Someone else is in there.
Who?
I don't know. Some old guy, homeless or something. He has a big bag on his back, like for camping, but he's old. Hang on, baby. Daddy's coming. You almost here, babe?
Yeah, well, maybe a few more minutes, baby, alright? I'm gone most 70 at start. Tell her daddy's coming,
Oh,
alright?
shit.
What?
Mel.
What?
Oh, my
What's the matter,
God.
baby?
It's Cliff.
What about him?
He just hit that guy.
What?
He hit him again.
Are you sure?
Oh my God, Mel.
Baby, okay, baby.
Mel,
Baby,
hurry.
Baby, stay in the car.
Hurry,
I'm
Mel,
coming.
please, okay?
I'm coming as fast as I can, baby. I'm coming.
Hurry, Mel. Mel, hurry.
Listen,
He.
baby, listen.
Oh my God.
I'm coming.
Oh my God.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm gonna hang up and call the cops. I'll be
It's
there in a
okay,
minute,
baby.
all right?
Daddy's coming.
I'm hanging up.
It's
You
okay,
and
baby.
Kayla stay in the
Daddy's
car, okay? Lock
Hurry,
the
Mel.
doors.
There I was, pinning a complete stranger, an old man, to the tile floor for reasons I do not understand. I do not want to understand. As he slumped in my arms, I could not warn him. I could not prepare him. I was helpless to help him, to help me. Before my head jolted downward, before I knew it, my teeth was locked onto the exposed side of his neck. I watched as my jaw opened and closed more ferociously than I had known was humanly possible. Blood spraying all up and down the glass sliding doors, the white tile floor. I was chewing on a piece of the Wanderer's surprisingly sweet neck meat, his blood rolling down my face and clothes, and I could see Sandra outside, still in her car. She was watching me. She was terrified by what she had just seen, only not as terrified as I was for having just done it, for doing it. Though, she's fortunate. She got to feel the relief of her husband peeling into the parking lot that very minute. Here comes the hero. It's Mel, Sandra's husband. He's been in here a couple of times. I've seen him around town once or twice. Now, him and his wife and their beautiful little baby girl, they can all see me too, here on my knees, eating a man's neck and face. They see me, a cannibal. They figure me a psychopath. And that's okay. Because inside, all I can do is pray. I pray. I'm praying Mel gets his wife and baby in his truck and flees. Don't play the hero, Mel. Do not come in here and be the hero. I'm not sure what you're expecting, but no. Actually, Mel made the smart choice. Gathered his wife and baby into his truck. Though they didn't leave, he pulled up front a ways and waited for the police. I was almost surprised the bug didn't try to run or scurry or do something with my legs, but I guess it knows what it's doing. Either way, it just kept me there locked on the stranger, using my mouth to eat like it hadn't eaten in days. It never attempted to move, not once. Not in the face of all the shouting from police. Not even when they shot my shoulder, disregarding their order. They restrained me, hauled me away, locked me up here. Yeah, when they found me, they found a man drenched in gore, enjoying the juicy tang and pungent bitterness of human flesh. While I experienced cravings for human meat over the next couple of days, that slowly but surely waned. And after just about 5 or 6 days or so, I was able to move my body on my own accord again. And after a little more than a week, I was just about back to normal. But they continue to keep me here. Of course, nobody believes me for a second. There's no bug inside my head, and there never was, I suppose. I don't know if I imagined the whole damn thing and I'm just crazier than a son of a bitch, or if somehow it just made me think it was inside my head.
I don't know how else you explain not being able to control your own body, but they've run test after test, and they all come back the same. Cliff is a danger to himself and others. So here I sit, I guess, staying a while. I'm happy Sandra and her baby and her family made it out safe. Don't nobody deserve what I had done to that stranger. Don't nobody deserve what had been done to me either. Nobody. So just, please, I don't expect there to be anything you can do listening to me. But at least hear my words, people. Please, believe me. If you ever see anything like what I described here today, kill it on sight. Stomp it, smash it with your fist, spray it with fire, whatever you gotta do. Just don't look into its eyes.
Come on, Kayla. Kayla, baby, we gotta go. Don't want to be late.